Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to City Hall. This is Councilman Britt Moore. We're here for the June 16th meeting of the Finance Committee. And with me here at the council chambers is Councilman Victor Jones and Councilman Michael Holmes. Mayor Pro Tem Peters will not be able to be with us today. So we will jump right in and if we can zip right through this and get out of here before the storm comes through. The first item today is 2022-291. It is a contract concerning residential style transformers. And Tyler's coming to talk to us.
Hey, good afternoon. So we have been, as you all know, in ongoing discussions with different vendors and manufacturers for transformers. They've been in short supply for some time now. We were contacted by GE, which is one of our longest relationship partners, vendors in the residential style transformer side of the house. They were able to give us 100 production slots for the next year. So we are asking for the ability to purchase 100 transformers. That'll be 50 kVAs, 20 75s, and 30 100 kVA units. These units are to be used in single-family residence development areas for the city for the next year. I've worked with planning in some of the different subdivisions that have been approved in TRC. These were the quantities that we needed to serve those communities upcoming.
Any comments or questions for Tyler on this? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-291.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes. Thank you, sir. Next item is 2022-292. This is an order change request for Garner Companies, and I'm showing Derek Boone's going to speak with us on this.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
So council originally approved the contract to Garney back in August of 2021. The amount of the contract, roughly $16.5 million. Scope of the project was to replace 16 aerial sewer crossings with roughly 5,600 feet with new 48-inch spiral weld steel pipe. And change order number 4 includes bypass pumping system that will intercept and discharge the Kersey Valley landfill leachate coming from both the old and new landfills into the Richland bypass piping system that's currently being installed by Garney. There's a good bit of flow going to that location, 6,100 to 6,500 gallons of leachate per day. And so there's a 4-inch force main that tied into the existing outfall. And so it was not on any of our maps. And so we now have discovered it and we've got to tie it into the system properly. We evaluated also hauling it instead of tying it into the system, and it is much more costly to do that. So we're requesting approval for this change order to install the bypassing system into the bypass system that's currently being installed. So the amount that is being requested for this change order, $123,421.99. And this is for 7 months of rental for the pump around work. And so the new contract amount will be $16,653,892.03.
Comments or questions? I have one. This is change request number 4. How far along on this project are they, and what's your time frame?
So
And I know we're continually.
They're just about completed the bypass, and it will bypass 10 aerial sections. And so then they'll start dismantling and installing the new pipe. Completion is August 16th, 2023, so they still have another year to complete the project.
All right. I'm not sending no more change orders. I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-292.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes. Next item, 2022-293, is dealing with our Whites Mill Lift Station upgrade, and Derek will take that one.
Okay, the Whites Mill Lift Station, it is a duplex sanitary sewer lift station that was last upgraded in 2006. The service area of this station is primarily residential, also 3 schools that are in the drainage area. The station is near full capacity. Dewberry recently completed a preliminary engineering report, completed back in November 2021. And the scope of this project will be to design lift station improvements to expand the capacity of the station and also additional improvements downstream of that lift station. And those include extending the 10-inch force main along Oak Hollow Drive and LaSalle Drive to discharge immediately upstream of the LaSalle siphon. And then at the siphon, they'll be doing some designing some gravity sewer upsizing, also installation of an open channel grinder, and then a third 8-inch siphon pipe will be installed through horizontal directional drilling across Oak Hollow Lake and tie into the existing siphon chamber at the Lake Forest lift station. Preliminary cost to construct these improvements, roughly $5 million. So we're requesting 2 actions from council. The first action is the approval to award professional engineering services to Dewberry in the amount of $442,700. And then the second action is the Public Services and Financial Services Department recommends and asks the city council to approve the capital project ordinance for the Whites Mill Lift Station project.
Megan, can I do these in one, or do I need to do 2 votes?
2 votes.
2 votes. Okay. All right, any comments or questions? Is this the lift station at Waterview and Skeet Club?
This lift station is near the end of Whites Mill Drive.
Okay,
Bethany Medical, I think.
okay,
On that sign, ski club sign?
Yes, sir.
okay. All right. If there's no further comments or questions, then I will make a motion that we approve the request for professional engineering services to Dewberry in the amount of $442,700. There's a motion and a second on this item. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. That part of this passes. I will make a motion to approve the capital project ordinance for Whites Mill Lift Station project.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes. Is that all you, that's all I'm showing you
Okay,
have?
thank
for
you.
us? No,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Not trying to rush you off. Next item, 2022-294, is a contract request for Sum Total Workforce Management Systems. Human Resource Director Angela Kirkwood.
Good afternoon. This is a request to approve a contract renewal with the City of High Point and Sum Total Workforce Management application, also known as Sum Total. They're our third-party administrator for our time and attendance system. The city is currently under contract with Sum Total for an annual fee of $104,879. And the current contract is from July 1st, 2021 to June 30, 2022. The IT department staff, they have reached out to Sum Total. They negotiated a really good renewal for a 3-year period at $140,000 a year. This will reduce the original out-of-pocket expenses for the first year by 49.2% at a cost savings of about $135,629 a year as compared to doing an upgrade and separate implementations to renew the software. Over a 3-year period, the cost savings is approximately $224,387 to the city. So This upgrade is necessary while we're currently in the evaluation process for a new enterprise system referred to as the Human Capital Management System, which I'm sure you're very familiar with. And the proposal includes a 3-year contract with a flat annual fee to cover all of sum total workforce maintenance, the licenses. We have 17 clocks, the clock maintenance, system upgrades, and any custom features we currently have in the system. So it's a really good renewal for the city. As far as the budgetary impact, the cost for a 3-year contract is $420,000, and the contract effective date would be July 1st, 2022 to June 30, 2025. All of these funds are available in the IT department budget because they take care of all software renewals for departments. So this is a request from the Human Resource Department recommending approval of the sum total contract and that the appropriate city official and/or employee be authorized to execute all necessary documents.
Comments or questions? I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-294. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Thank you, Ms. Kirkwood. We always
All
like
right.
to hear the word savings coming in.
Absolutely.
All right,
Good job.
thank you.
Thank you. Next item, 2022-295, is a North Carolina grant pass-through. Economic Director Sandy Dunbeck will explain that to us.
Yes, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. This is another one of those North Carolina grants that does get sent to the city of High Point for us then to pass on through to the company. So this is in the amount of $39,500. It did require grant payments from the city of High Point. It has met the requirements that the state of North Carolina has for them to receive these funds.
Comments or questions for Ms. Dunbeck? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-295. There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is 2022-296. This is to establish a public hearing, and Chief Travis Stroud, in full gear today, is going to present.
I just didn't feel like putting on the undervest. So. In front of council to ask, our 2019 JAG funding is being released by the federal government. As part of the requirement to take the JAG funds, we have to have a public hearing first before acceptance. We're asking the council to approve that public hearing on July the 18th. And then we'll have to come back, if it's approved, back in front of the finance committee and then back in front of council to actually get the JAG funding released. With this JAG funding, we're going to be purchasing the brass track system, which helps us enter shell casings into the system to go to the correlation center, see if shell casings we take off the street match any others, well, throughout the nation.
Comments or questions? I think we're familiar with this. I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-29, we will hear this again on July the 18th. So I don't think there's a motion needed to,
Establish a public hearing.
I do have to vote on that. Okay, so I'll make a motion that we establish the public hearing.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye.
Thank you.
We'll look
Appreciate it.
forward to hearing about more.
When do you think we could anticipate having that technology?
Well, unfortunately, the brass track is just one piece of the puzzle. Yeah. Once we get the machinery in place, which I don't know how long it'll take to actually, once we push button send and purchase, that's just one piece. We're going to have a trained individual that can actually, a firearms tech type person. They'll have to be dedicated to that sort of genre in there. And then we have to work through the ATF to actually get access to the correlation center in Alabama. They're going to have to be willing to accept our shell casings before they'll send us the results back. So there's several steps in a row, but if we don't have the equipment, we're dead in the water anyway. So, but we're working on that. We got a good relationship with ATF, and we're taking enough shell case, and we're proactive on the gun side enough where they should be pretty interested in what we're getting. So
Refresh my memory, didn't we talk one time, and I know it was a high price, about being able to do this on our own for working with
Yes.
neighboring departments to purchase this
Yes.
for ourselves.
Yeah, correct. We had looked at several other agencies. Now, Greensboro has their own, well, it's not even their property, it's the ATF's property, but they can enter shell cases, and so can Winston. What we're having to do right now is work through them to go schedule times to go enter our shell casing. So we're taking enough, and we're so proactive on the gun front anyway, the illegal gun front, that we wanted our own. I mean, I think we're big enough, we're a standalone. We don't need to rely on everybody else. So yes, it is an expensive proposition. We do have some partners that once we start doing our own acquisitions, putting shell casings in, we'd be willing to take other people's like Thomasville, Davidson County, some smaller departments like Lexington who don't have the ability to do that yet. And we're looking to partner with them on some small cost here and there. But we're getting this through the federal funding. This will cover the majority of the purchase of the brass tracks. The remainder, because it's not all covered under the JAG funding, we'll use from our CEAS funds. So we're not losing anything out of our budget. But it'll take a while to get it done. Yes, it's expensive. But we do have partners who are probably going to be quite interested if we can get this up and running. But it's still a little bit away. We got to find a body to run the thing first.
Chief, say for instance, we're up and running, that obviously, any other municipality that would send their casings to us, it'd be at a cost, right?
We could, depending, but I mean, in the law enforcement circle,
Yeah, I understand.
just trying to, we figured out that their criminals are our criminals. So, I want to get those shell casings in. It might help us connect crimes. We don't care who makes the charge at the end of the day. We just want the charge.
I understand.
Thank you, Chief.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Item 2022-302 is concerning Elliott Sidewalk Communities, 275 North Elm Street, and Deputy City Manager Greg Ferguson's going to explain the request.
This is a request that goes back to an incentive agreement that was approved in October of 2017, and it really involves the building at 275 North Main and its completion. Upon completion and certificate of occupancy, then the building and Elliott Sidewalk Communities is eligible for a payment of $108,000 per the agreement. So staff recommends and asks City Council to approve the payment.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2022-302. There's a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
And Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes. Anything else before I call for adjournment? Okay, hearing none, if there's no objection, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
See the letters?